So let's be honest, every business right now is asking the same question. How do we make AI work for us? The possibilities are endless, but here's the problem. Guessing is too risky. You can't just experiment with your business operations and hope it works out. But sitting on the sidelines, that's not an option either, because one thing is almost certain. Your competitors are already making their move. No more waiting. With NetSuite by Oracle, you can put AI to work today and do it the right way. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP trusted by over 43,000 businesses. It's a unified suite that brings your financials, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM into one single source of truth. And that connected data, that's what makes your AI smarter. So it doesn't just guess, it knows. It intelligently automates routine tasks, delivers actionable insights, and helps you cut costs while making fast AI-powered decisions with confidence. Here is what I love. You've got total flexibility. With NetSuite AI Connector, you can use the AI of your choice and connect it to your actual business data. That means you can ask every question you ever had. Who are my key customers? What's my cash on hand? What are my inventory trends? Plus, automate those tiresome manual processes. Let's see your competitors do that. This isn't some new bolted-on tool you're trying to make work with your existing system. This is an AI built into the system that runs your business to help you stay ahead of the pack. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, get our free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/SPI. The guide is free for you at netsuite.com/SPI, netsuite.com/SPI. Recently, we hosted a challenge, and this was a challenge to create short-form videos for 30 days straight, and thousands of people participated. And I wanted to pull out a few people who participated in this challenge from our community who had seen some stellar results. And when I talk about results, I'm not necessarily always going to be talking about just a bunch of views or a bunch of subscribers. In fact, the first person I wanted to bring on, Karen, who has a channel called Gluten Free from the 513. She reviews and talks about gluten-free products. She used this challenge as a way to create a format, and some really incredible things happened as a result of this, stuff that actually even surprised me. But before we get to that, I do want to let you know that starting on April 7th, that's Tuesday, April 7th, you can participate in our next challenge. And this one should be even easier for you. Why? Because it's not 30 days. It is a 14-day challenge. Same thing, but we're going to create for 14 days together, you and the rest of the community, because again, we want to kickstart you. We want to help you start to build momentum, or keep that momentum going, or restart it if you started before and you didn't get it to the end. We want to give you another period of time for you to focus and do something. And this could be something that could be done that is an extension of what you've already started, or it could be something completely new, an experiment. 2 weeks. You got this. And all you need to do to participate in this challenge, like you had to do before, is go to this following website, smartpassiveincome.com/14 days. Again, smartpassiveincome.com/14 days. You sign up there. I'll give you some things to think about ahead of time leading into Tuesday, April 7th. And we're going to go daily again, but this time for just 14 days. You can do this. Just 2 weeks. All right? smartpassiveincome.com/14 days. Okay, now let's get to the little interview with Karen from Gluten Free from the 513. This will be about 10 minutes or so of just understanding how the first challenge went for her and what unlocked as a result. Here's Karen. What was it about the challenge that really helped?
What it helped us do is actually really focus in on what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. And we had done some shorts before, but we hadn't really done them with the purpose.
Sure, yeah.
The way you had set it up, where it's like, let's be very focused on what we're doing. We were just kind of throwing it out there, seeing what hit and what didn't. And so that really helped us to decide what it was that we thought we really wanted to do.
That's great. Well, tell me about the channel and what you decided to do.
Well, what we had just pivoted to was gluten-free cooking, because in the last channel, we were just doing like some holiday tips kind of thing.
Okay.
And what seemed to really hit were the recipes that we were doing, and specifically the gluten-free recipes. And I've been eating gluten-free for a long time. I know what the challenges are. I know how hard that can be. And so we thought, well, what if we go ahead and just kind of dive into that? And originally, we were going to be very specific location as well, but just the tweak of one word and something you said, I forget what it was, but I was like, oh, I need a different name for the channel. And we literally went from gluten-free in the 513, and the 513 is the area code where I live. So we went from gluten-free in the 513 to gluten-free from the 513,
Ooh,
which opened it up to if we travel, it's still within what we're doing, where we can say, we're in this town this week,
that's
or,
where you're from.
even little things like that when you're watching some of the videos that were associated with the challenge. It would just be that little idea where it was like, oh, that's what I need to be doing.
Love it.
And that's like my favorite part is like you change that little thing and it just makes all the difference.
That's amazing. And I could kind of see where the new videos started. Like they all kind of have the same feel to it. Tell me about the structure of your videos and how that made it easier for you to create.
Oh, that was amazing because, again, we had not really had a structure to what we were doing before. And what we decided to do was we were tasting gluten-free snacks because there's a ton of them out there and many of them are terrible.
Yeah.
And I did have a few that were terrible that I had never tried before. But having that structure of just do it the same way, and that's what you had said, just do it with the same structure every day. And if it starts to go well, keep with that. If not, make some little tweaks. And that's really what we did. And it was those little things that once we got confident in that, it actually gave us the confidence to do other things. Like we weren't confident with long form. I had never gone live. And we were like, okay, well, we did this and we were seeing some growth. What if we tried this? What if we tried this? So
Wow, no way.
that's what it really, and I did my first live cooking video and I got more views than I had ever gotten on any video I'd ever done. So that was really exciting.
Wow. Oh, wait, that was yesterday.
Well, yesterday was my third one.
Okay. Because I saw yesterday you already have about 3,000 views on an Easter brunch that you were making. So the one from last week, join me to make a delicious, easy Easter
that was
breakfast.
Easter breakfast, and the one before that was St. Patrick's Day meal.
Oh, yeah. You're in the thousands of views on those.
It was probably good. I couldn't see that there were that many people watching, but it was exciting that like people from Europe were watching, and I don't normally have
Wow.
an audience that was that big. And we were talking back and forth, and, I was saying, well, what do you do? And somebody was on yesterday from France and we were talking about what do they have for, what's your main meal on Easter and what do you serve? And some of it's the same and some of it's different. And
that's really cool. Wow. So the short form video challenge unlocked confidence in you kind of more than anything.
A lot.
And now you're making live streams. You're getting thousands of views. You got people around the world now. Are you having fun with this?
I'm having the best time. Other than having to clean up my kitchen after I cook, it's been great. It's really fun. And again, it's the little things you say about asking people to subscribe because I was always really hesitant about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I only do it a couple times in the hour live that I do it, but we're getting more subscribers that way, and people aren't offended that I've asked them to subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, well, you're cooking good stuff and they want to see more of it, which is amazing. So I'm guessing that you're going to be doing more live streams. I hope you do. It seems to be a
Absolutely
medium that you love, which is great. You're still continuing with the shorts, it looks like, as well. I see some of these videos, the shorts that you've done during this challenge have dozens of views. And then every once in a while, you'll get ones with thousands of views. How do you mentally keep going when you create a video and maybe it just doesn't, like a short form video, and it just doesn't do well? What keeps you going the next day and the next day?
Honestly, you have hammered, no matter what we've done, whether it's YouTube or podcasting or anything, that you're just going to have some that don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
You do. And I've gone back, I've seen when you've shared like the first videos that you did and the first podcast that you did. And I think there's this tendency, especially when you're new, where you're like, well, I'm not Pat Flynn. Well, to see you go back and show your beginning stuff and go, well, he wasn't Pat Flynn then either. So we all have to start somewhere, and I think that's the big thing is the more you do it, the more comfortable you get and the more you find your groove. Like, I don't want to be Pat Flynn.
Yeah.
I want to be me at that level. So I think that's the thing. And, not every meal I make is good. Not every television show I watch is great. And not every episode of a show that I love is great, so even they mess up. So if I mess up and I have one that only gets 17 views, so be it.
Karen, this is very inspirational. Tell everybody where they can go to catch your live streams, your videos. Where should they check you out?
I go live every Monday at noon Eastern time. So that would be like 9 a.m. Pacific. And the name of my channel is Gluten Free from the 513. And we have a blast. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes, which I think that's another thing that I've learned from you is it's okay to make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect. And I actually had my first kind of negative comment about that. And she's like, I watch an artist and they practice 20 times before they do the painting on their channel. And I was like, my grocery budget will not allow me to practice something 20
That's a great answer.
And it was funny because everything else I had made that day, I've made dozens of times and it all turned out. And I tried an experiment and I told them I was experimenting and it turned out terribly. And I was like, oh, well, whatever you cook, it doesn't always work. And when she said that, I also have the confidence from doing this challenge to be able to say to that person, literally, my grocery budget doesn't allow for that, and everybody makes mistakes in the kitchen. And that's one thing to have the language. But what you gave me, and I might get a little emotional with this because that used to be the thing that scared me the most, is what's going to happen if somebody says something mean. And I'm a very emotional person and I'm okay with it now because I know who I am through this challenge. I know who I want to serve. I know what I want to give. And if somebody doesn't understand that, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they're just misinformed.
And that's been the gift of the challenge for me.
That is huge. That's worth more than any number of subscribers.
It is.
Or dollar value. Wow. Amazing. Karen, thank you so much for sharing that. And kudos to you. I'm proud of you. I will say that.
Thank you.
Right here for everybody.
I'm proud of what we've accomplished too. I work with my son. So when I say we, he does a lot of my editing and helps me with my videos. So I have loved this challenge and I can't wait for the next one, to be honest.
Thank you so much. And the live stream stuff's going to inspire a lot of people too. I think that's going to be great. And of course, there's always room to improve. I'm looking at your page now, and although you have thousands of views on these live streams, we could probably make the thumbnails a little better and we can work on that.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing. We're just trying to get a little bit better. Like you say, 1% better with each video. What can you do better on the next one than you did on this one? So I love that.
Amen. Karen, thank you so much. Again, Gluten Free from the 513. Go and check them out. And you're amazing. Thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Pat.
So I've built a lot of websites over the years, from my first lead exam site back in 2008 to smart passive income and everything in between. And let me tell you, one of the biggest headaches has always been making updates. You have this great idea for a new landing page, or you want to test a different headline, and suddenly you're either wrestling with some complicated platform or waiting days for somebody to help you make it happen. It's a momentum killer, really. That's exactly the problem that Framer solves. Framer is a no-code website builder that gives your team the power to design, publish, and manage your entire site without relying on engineers. It works like a design tool, but with real-time collaboration, a robust CMS for SEO, and enterprise-grade hosting and security. Companies like Perplexity and Miro use Framer because changes go live in seconds, literally one click, and you're published. No tickets, no waiting, no bottlenecks. Whether you're a startup testing your first landing pages or an established business ready to migrate your full site, Framer makes it possible to move at the speed of your ideas instead of the speed of your dev queue. And here's the thing, your website is the one touch point every single customer has with your brand. If making simple updates feels harder than it should, you're leaving opportunity on the table. Learn how you can get more out of your .com from a Framer specialist, or get started building for free today at framer.com/SPI for 30% off a Framer Pro annual plan. That's framer.com/SPI for 30% off. Framer.com/SPI. Rules and restrictions may apply. So let me ask you something. What would you do with your time if you didn't have to do everything yourself? Because here's the reality. Scaling a business isn't about working harder or longer hours. It's about bringing in the right expertise at the right time. And the moment you realize you don't have to do it all yourself, that's when everything changes. I can definitely vouch for that. This is where Upwork comes in. Upwork is a one-stop platform to find, hire, and pay expert freelancers across web and software development, data analytics, marketing, business operations, and more. You get fast access to specialized talent across 125 plus categories so you can fill skill gaps, launch projects faster, and scale support up or down without committing to full-time headcount. You can browse profiles, review past work, and get help scoping the role so you can hire with confidence and get started quickly. And with Upwork Business Plus, you get access to the top 1% of talent on Upwork with AI-powered shortlisting that matches you to the right freelancer in under 6 hours. No endless searching required. Upwork also handles contracts and payments all in one place, cutting down the operational hassle so you can spend more time focused on growing your business. Thousands of growing businesses already trust Upwork for everything from one-off projects to ongoing support, and it's completely free to sign up. Posting a job is easy. Just visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That is Upwork.com to connect with top talent ready to help your business grow. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com. All right, I hope you enjoyed listening to Karen, and wow, incredible happenings as a result of her just getting started. The unlock, not just with, yes, more followers and more views, but with more confidence. That has now allowed her to go live. That is incredible. And if you check out, again, her stuff, gluten-free from the 513, you could see her go live and the thousands of people that watch that, and hopefully tens of thousands in the future. And I just love what she said about now how she deals with haters and trolls. So good, so powerful. But we're not done yet. I have another person from our community, Adam Haig from Dice Drinks and Dad Jokes. You can find him on Instagram and on Facebook at Dice Drinks and Dad Jokes. He talks about 3D games, 3D like tangible games like Warhammer and those kinds of things. He builds models and stuff for those kinds of games and chose to do something kind of interesting to start off his 30-day challenge. We're going to get into that and just exactly why. He's now on day 64 of that challenge and what has happened since, what he's learned, what he's noticing, all those kinds of things. So let's dive in to Adam's story. Again, Adam Haig from at Dice Drinks and Dad Jokes. All right, we got Adam here from Dice Drinks and Dad Jokes, which is one of the best names for a channel I've ever heard. Adam, what is your channel about?
So I'm into tabletop wargaming and diorama building. I like making little miniature worlds by hand. The main drive at the moment has been this crazy, massive castle that I've been building brick by brick.
Yeah, so I went on your channel. Again, it is Dice, Drinks, and Dad Jokes. And I'm very familiar with Warhammer and those kinds of games because I go to a lot of card shops. And a lot of card shops have these miniature landscapes and people are playing a game and it's just like these little figurines that people put on there and they paint them, they design them. You come up with different sets and you're doing a brick by brick sort of castle build right now. Is this what your 30-day challenge was about?
Yeah. So my big thing has been long form majority. So I've had my YouTube channel for 3.5 years and it's all been long form, apart from every now and then a short. And so when the challenge came up, I had a thought, because a lot of what I do is very time consuming, very involved projects. And so my long forms would be a month, 2 months in between, because they were big projects.
Oh, wow.
And so I kind of thought it would be nice to do like just a daily approach to the same thing. So do something massive, but every single day just show the methodical process of putting it together. And so I have experimented with making things from tiny little miniature foam bricks before. In fact, one of my most popular long-form videos involved the cutting of thousands of bricks and placing them. And so I thought, I'll go with that. And so it's funny because the first 2 videos, once I started actually building, I was like day 1 of building my castle and day 2 of building my castle. But I actually had 2 kind of prior videos. So the first one was cutting 10,000 foam bricks. And then the second one was texturing 10,000 foam bricks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so that kind of set me up with the crazy amount, pile of bricks to use. And then every day I'd add 60 or so more every now and then. Sometimes it'd be more, sometimes it'd be less.
The 30-day video challenge ended a while back, and you are still in the brick building process.
Still going, yeah. So day 64 of gluing the bricks, but I think it's 66 including those 2.
Oh my gosh. And I'm looking at some of the views. I mean, bro. Day 35, almost 1 million views. This one, cutting my castle to fit, 3.5 million views.
The focus, yeah, that one's gone nuts.
Oh my gosh. When did you know this was going to take off?
I had an inkling that just the spectacle, the ridiculousness of it would appeal to some of my audience, because like I've had lots of comments in the past with my long form stuff, because I do tend to go a little bit over the top. And so I figured that doing something this ridiculously pedantic
It's amazing, dude.
and long term would appeal. And yeah, so it was interesting because I mean, I was getting okay, and now I say this, it's all relative, of course,
Yeah.
So I'd be getting a few thousand views, which was awesome. And it's funny because Instagram actually took off a lot sooner than YouTube did. And prior to the challenge, I had 500 followers on Instagram. I hadn't really done much. I'd posted a couple of pictures and things like that. And it's now on 27,000 followers or something. Ooh. So one of the videos took off and got 5.5 million. And interestingly, it got 100,000 on YouTube. So that one kind of took off before YouTube did. Yeah, it's just the interesting thing has been trying to replicate the ones that take off, because it's not always the pedantic bricklaying. It's like a specific part of the build. But
yeah. Oh my gosh. First of all, congratulations, Adam.
Thank
That is awesome to grow on Instagram by 20,000 in 60 days from just literally cutting foam bricks and texturing them and placing them is amazing. And I think just this speaks to the idea of the series, of following along on a process and seeing how it goes. And like you said, the ridiculousness of it is a part of the draw, and the spectacle of seeing all these things as you're putting, it's amazing. It's just like, it's very formulaic. It's great. And you have a goal. And I love that you called out already. Some videos do better on Instagram than they do on YouTube. I imagine that the vice versa is true too. There's some videos that pop off on you. Are there any videos that like did really well on both? And like, could you dissect that for us a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, there was the one that took off on Instagram, and it got 100,000 views, I think, on YouTube, which is really good. I mean, at the time, that was massive. And because I clicked on to the fact that right at the start of the video, after painstakingly gluing all these individual foam bricks, a retractable blade, and I just started cutting into it. And so I think the shock value of, like, what is he doing? He's painstakingly, like, all these bricks, and he's cutting into it. But then I cut into it to make something better, and then it looked way cooler by the end of it. And so I think that seemed to work. And because the portcullis one, the one that really took off on YouTube, had a similar kind of vibe. It was, I cut into it and put a little gate and everything. So, but the big trouble with me, of course, with that is I don't want to be cutting into this thing all the time. So there are going to be specific moments that I'll do that. But it has become a bit of a meme, I guess, or it's definitely seems those videos tend to do the best. So I guess I will be cutting into my castle.
Yeah, and not every video has to take off either. This is a longer story. It's a long form video kind of broken up into a bunch of smaller videos, and it's able to reach and see more people. Are you seeing any movement on your long form videos as a result of this?
That's a really good question. It's hard to tell because it's just been short at the moment. I've had a little bit of a surge on a couple of them, but probably more importantly, some of my really old shorts that I put on a couple of years ago or whatever suddenly took off. Yeah. There was one, I think, that I had 5,000 views or something, and it's like 3 years old, and now it's on 40,000. So, that's cool. Yeah, it definitely fed into the shorts. Not so much, nothing really obvious into the long form.
Any particular other patterns you've noticed over 64 videos, things that you make sure to always include or do to just keep that momentum going for yourself?
Yeah, so every 10th day, so this is a new thing I brought in, I think I've done it in the last three. Yeah, the last three, so decade, I'll start with a single brick that I will write 40 or 50 or 60 on. So for every 10th day.
Oh, that's cool.
That goes smash onto and it's a different color to the rest of the bricks as well. So on the big scheme of things, you can see these little blue bricks amongst all the yellow, which kind of signifies every 10th day. So,
I like that.
And those videos have done better than all the other bricklaying ones. So it just has an interesting little spike of views, which is quite fun.
That's cool. Almost like a little series within a series, if you will.
Yeah.
Little milestone episodes and little Easter eggs for people. I imagine people would see day 50 and go, well, where did he put day 40? Let me go back and watch the day 40. Oh, where's the day 31?
Yeah.
Which is great. And tell me about the community that you are building. Has this led into anything other than just like viewers for these videos? Has it led to anything else?
So I've got religious commenters, which is wonderful. I think so. This hobby appeals to a lot of neurodiversity out there. I get lots of comments about the autism is hard in this one and things like that, which is great. And the ADHD and all that kind of stuff. And it's all very much in my wheelhouse. So, it's really neat. There's one guy who comments every single video. He gives the exact percentage of the bricks versus the original 10,000. I mean, it's an easy percentage to do, but it's quite fun. A little percentage every single video. And then there's another one that makes a gag about the buttresses, and there should be a hanging latrine in between my buttresses. And it's every single video he keeps asking, where's the latrine between my buttresses? So that's fun.
And then there's people replying to that comment too, like who are in on it.
Yeah. So it becomes a little bit of a gag, which is cool. And then have managed to gain a few YouTube members, I presumably through this series, because I have seen a little bit of a spike there, which is nice. Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, congratulations. It's really fun. Everybody definitely go check it out. Dice, Drinks, and Dad Jokes. So what happens after you get to the end? Have you thought about what happens next?
Well, I could string this out for a long time, Pat. So, I mean, the joke is, and I get this a lot in comments as well, it's like 10,000 bricks is not going to be enough, bro. And it's 100% true.
For the actual build that you're, like the plan for the build that you have?
Yeah. So I have considered doing a brick per subscriber or something like that.
That's kind of neat.
And just see where that goes. So I'm almost on 40,000 subscribers with YouTube. So that would be 40,000 bricks. I have actually bought a secondhand tumble dryer with the goal of using it to texture. It's just going to be this ridiculous 100,000 bricks.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Thing. That should be fun. But so I'll stretch it out forever, basically, as long as I can.
I mean, I have a series within my Pokemon series. Every Sunday I open this particular pack that I'm trying to find this card for. And what has gotten really good engagement is asking the audience, like, how many packs do you think it's going to take me to find the Charizard? And everybody just guesses. And every time it looks like that I'm going to get it, I show people who've guessed that number. Spoiler alert, I haven't gotten it yet. I'm at pack 376 or something like that. But people love to guess. So maybe there's a way to guess how many bricks are going to be required. And then just start to get people to feed numbers into the comment section and just kind of allow them to get in on it too, which you've already done that a little bit, which is wonderful. So I'll definitely be keeping up on the story. Again, at Dice, Drinks, and Dad Jokes, both on YouTube and Instagram. Are you seeing any success on TikTok and or Facebook as well?
I haven't branched out there yet.
You haven't? Okay.
Yeah. No, that's in my to-do list. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, when you have the time for that, we'll see how those catch up or not. And we'll, I'm sure, catch up again sometime soon. But Adam, thank you so much for the insights. This was really amazing.
Cool. Thanks so much, Pat. Cheers.
That was Adam Haig, Dice, Drinks, and Dad Jokes. And oh my gosh, what an incredible run he is on right now. And what he could do with now this momentum that he's built. He's got the long form videos, added this fun little 10,000 plus foam block challenge thing in the first 30 days and now 64 days. And I don't know how many days it's going to take. But as he said, it can be endless. And he's got this following now. He's got this culture that he's building, these little jokes every 10 days getting in there. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I also love the fact that you could have these kinds of results as well. Again, not necessarily about the views, but like Karen from earlier, about the confidence, about getting out of your own way, about learning how to get better at editing, finally hitting record and hitting publish. That's what this is about. So if you'd like to participate in our next upcoming challenge, April 7th, all you need to do is go to smartpassiveincome.com/14 days. Again, we want to just kickstart you. smartpassiveincome.com/14 days. You got this. Make sure you hit subscribe and follow here. And make sure you're following me on Instagram as well. I will be posting daily on Instagram during this 14-day challenge, just like I did the 30-day challenge. And that's at Pat Flynn. And I'll offer some tips and show off some results from others during that process as well. Thank you so much. Best of luck. You got this. If you've been putting off short form video, well, I've got something perfect for you. You might know that we recently ran a 30-day video challenge. Thousands of people participated. Many people have continued on and have done very well. Some seeing millions of views, thousands of new followers and subscribers, new businesses built, and a lot of you didn't get started. And look, I get it. Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, everyone says you should be doing it, but where do you start? Maybe you missed the 30-day challenge. Well, I got your back. We're doing a 14-day challenge. Yes, a 14-day challenge. If you can't do 30, you can do 14. You can do 2 weeks. 14-day video challenge. We're going to create videos together. You won't be doing this alone. You're going to get daily prompts, live support, and real accountability during these 14 days to help you publish one video every single day. And after you're done, you're going to have 14 videos under your belt to build momentum on your channel, to get some more followers that you hadn't had before. We're not throwing you in the deep end either. Before the challenge starts, we're going to send you everything you need, quick tips and tricks, so you're ready to hit the ground running on day one. So if you want to sign up, if you're listening to this, you're still within the time period to get started and get ready for it coming up. All you have to do is go to smartpassiveincome.com/14 days to join the challenge. That's smartpassiveincome.com/14days. I'll see you inside. Let's do this. So here's the question I want you to think about. How many potential customers have slipped through your fingers because you didn't respond fast enough? You know the scenario. Someone fills out a form on your website. They send you a DM. They might book a call. And if you're not lightning quick with the follow-up, they've already moved on to your competitor. This is exactly why so many entrepreneurs are consolidating their entire backend into High Level. High Level is an all-in-one CRM, marketing, and automation platform that puts everything you need under one roof. Instead of just bouncing between 5 different tools, you can capture and track leads, follow up instantly with email, SMS, or AI, build funnels and landing pages, book appointments, collect payments, and manage all of your conversations all from one dashboard. But here's what really makes the difference. With built-in AI and automation, High Level responds to leads for you, sends reminders automatically, and keeps conversations moving forward even when you're not at your desk, even while you're sleeping. This isn't hype. This is infrastructure. The difference between staying busy and actually scaling usually comes down to having the right systems in place. If you're tired of juggling multiple tools, losing leads to slow follow-up, and want a backend that actually supports your growth instead of slowing you down, go to smartpassiveincome.com/high-level and start your free 30-day trial. That's smartpassiveincome.com/HIGHLEVEL. Stop letting opportunities slip away. Build a system that actually closes.